Hi, this is Brian Wickland. I'm lead counsel at Garfinkel Schwartz here in Maitland, Florida. Right now I'm in Winter Park, Florida, outside the office at one of my favorite restaurants. It's called Rome's Flavors, which has fantastic, authentic Italian food. And it's really nice to be in Winter Park because there's so many places like this, little places that are from all areas of the world, and it's a very international type situation that we have here in Orlando. I just wanted to explain that although we have offices in Florida, we represent people all across the world and all across the country, and I travel pretty much weekly almost to get to different places. And I was in Chicago last week, supposed to be in North Carolina this week, but luckily, in preparation for Christmas, I can hang out in my own bed and get ready for Christmas. What I'd like to do is, unfortunately, I don't normally do this, but I am going to read from kind of a script because this information is very serious about Afghanistan, and I don't want to get anything wrong. So I'm going to be quoting from different sources that we use to help our overseas contractors figure out what they need to do in case they become part of a dangerous situation or they come into harm's way. My number one piece of advice would be, if you don't contact me, contact someone that is a specialist in the Defense-Based Act if you are injured or something happens to you and you have to come back home and seek treatment. A lot of times companies are not going to tell you what your rights are, especially if you're not a U.S. citizen. So that's the number one thing. But right now I'm just going to try to explain what's going on in Afghanistan and what's going on for 2018. I've done these updates, year-end updates across the world for the benefit of the overseas contractors since 2015, and this is my 2017 update for 2018. Afghanistan, pretty much since October of 2017, entered its 16th year of war. We've been there for 16 years. That's a long time. As of December 21st, which is today, the Pentagon released a look at the numbers of military actions that have been taken in Afghanistan. Bloomberg News actually reported, and I quote from Bloomberg today, that from June 1st through November 24th, 2017, personnel from the U.S. Joint Special Operations Task Force, Afghanistan, conducted 2,175 ground operations, which enabled or advised Afghanistan's own commando forces, according to the Pentagon's biannual status report to Congress. As a reminder as to how the United States got involved in Afghanistan, is that the Taliban would not turn over Osama bin Laden in 2001. Bin Laden was finally killed by U.S. Special Forces in 2011. However, the United States helps Afghan military forces due to ongoing ISIS concerns, Taliban concerns, Al-Qaeda, and other terrorist threats in the country for the last 7 years. As of December 19th, which is 3 days ago, there were 14,000 American troops in Afghanistan, which is almost double the number of troops that there were in 2016. According to a story in the New York Times in early December, Afghanistan's conflicts continue to escalate and its security is severely at risk. According to the Global Conflict Tracker, which we like to use, there are higher casualties for Access Network Discovery and Selection Function service members in 2017 in the first 6 months of 2017 than there were in the entire 2016. We'd like to reiterate that our civilian contractors, that based on the knowledge we've gathered over the years with them and my clients, it's safe to say there's close to a 4-to-1 ratio, generally in the number of overseas contractors versus military troops. So if we have 14,000 U.S. troops in Afghanistan, you're looking at possibly 3 to 4 times that number of overseas contractors who are supporting our efforts there. We know from talking with our clients there's a very high demand for our civilian contractors around the world and to go overseas and to go to high-risk danger zones like Afghanistan. We hope you never get injured, but if you are and you're traveling to one of these dangerous zones, you need to be prepared for the challenges that lie ahead. You need to follow a process if you're physically or mentally harmed to determine what treatment you need and whether the insurance company and the company that you're working for is going to pay for it. You need to know how to seek treatment and what options are available to you because, like I said before, a lot of times they don't tell you what your options are and you're stuck on your own. because you're an overseas contractor and not a military person, you won't be screened, you won't be pre-screened. You'll get a plane flight, and you'll come home, and you'll have no instruction as to what you're supposed to do. That's why, if you don't call me, call someone. Call Garfinkel Schwartz. Call me. Call someone to get more information under the Defense-Based Act, under your rights, to determine what your rights are, and make sure that you exert those rights right away. Please stay safe, get prepared for the new year, and I wish you good luck in all of your endeavors. If you run into any types of problems, please give me a call or look at our website. And I thank you very much. Brian Wicklund again, signing out from Winter Park, Florida, and I'm here 24 hours a day, anytime. Thank you.